Today I'm going to be using the Botanical Dreams add-on kit only. I'm not using the full kit, and so I wanted to show you what that looks like. It's from Digi, Doodads Designs. You of course could use the entire kit, but these are the papers that come in the add-on kit, and I wanted to challenge myself to use just this and see what I could come up with. What I'm making today is a hybrid journal. It's not exactly a junk journal, but it's not exactly a regular journal either. I'm just flipping through these pages really quick. These are some of the add-ons. They're going to look different sizes on your screen, but everything is going to print on 8.5 by 11 printer paper. This is a pocket. You're going to see how to make that, and some fussy cut designs. These are postcards. They'd be really cute if you rounded that outer corner. I don't think I did that in the video. Now we're going to move on to the decorative papers, and I'm just going to scroll through these really quickly. I think you have 10 or 12 altogether. Now this is a collage. You're going to see it again in a minute, a little bit differently. This is a flower toss. There's the collage again with a pigeon. This is, you can't see it, this is a textured paper like a painting canvas. Another flower toss. Hello, hello. It's Crafty Aunt T. And I promised you I was going to make a new album from what was the new Botanical? The Botanical Dreams set. And so what I've actually done is I made an entire album, and everything you see will not be from this kit, it'll all be from the add-on. So I was kind of pleased with that. This is the album that I made. These are the pages. And I made them exactly the same, here I'll just measure them, 6 wide and 8.5 tall. So they're the same size as the other pages in the main kit, the main Botanical Dreams kit. But what I did was I took, this background paper is Stampin Up Crumb Cake, and so I took sheets of that and folded it in half, and then cut the decorative papers to fit. You'll see 10 decorative pages in your kit, and I cut those to fit, and you see that I've also stuck in some scrap pages, and I made 2 signatures. A signature is one set of the pages. You can see it right there, so that's one, and whoop, well, there it is, and then here's the other one. And then what I did to make the cover was really simple. I took this file folder, just a manila file folder. Here's the top piece of it. Cut it to fit. I made it a little bit bigger than the pages, so that they would be protected. And when you take a folder like this and you cut it, you're going to have 2 pieces. So one is the front cover and one is the back. Then I took just a scrap piece of fabric to make the spine, and I laid it out, and you do this before you put the pages in, of course. I laid it out, glued it on, and then I decided it was so much wider than my 2 signatures. I went ahead and glued a scrap piece of cardstock just right there in the middle. It's not attached to the sides, it's just glued on in the middle. Then I took my 2 signatures, one at a time, and I stitched them. You can see the stitching here. I made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 holes. And so you stitch like into the first and down through the second and back up and go that way. And then you do the same thing on the bottom, and then you tie it off. And I've only glued those on the back. I have glued that to that spine piece. I could have stitched it. I just chose not to. So that's where we are so far. I've lined the inner front and back with this gingham paper that is from my stash. And I had a whole lot of fun with these papers. Yesterday, I forgot that I promised you guys a regular album, not a junk journal, so I went crazy and I filled this bottle with, this is instant coffee and water. I don't know the ratio. I dumped some in and I poured water in and I said that looks pretty good. Add a couple of teaspoons of alcohol to it and you won't have a molding problem. So I did that and I squirted all these pages. Here's a good example. And then I took some stencils. Now this is a stencil and I tried to spray it. It didn't really come out very clearly. So I just took some Distress Oxide. This is, that's two colors. This is Wild Honey is one of them. And Frayed Burlap. Now I've used the Frayed Burlap on almost everything in this kit. You will see. I've gone ahead and inked edges everywhere. And so that's as far as I've gotten if you want to catch up. So now I think what I'd like to do is finish up this cover. What I would like to do to it is put some lace. I also sprayed the coffee on this roll of lace, and I really like this look a lot. I may do that some more. You know, up until now I've always used tea, and the tea is okay, but it takes longer. The coffee is instant. Ha ha. Here are some more pieces that I did. This is a stamp. I mean a stencil, and I've just inked the edges. And these are some of the pieces in your kit. You get two sizes of labels, and some are blank and some are my botanical journal in case you want a title. These are, now I've been having a lot of trouble with my printer, so some of these are not right and some of them are on paper because I was fighting it out. These are the postcards, some of the postcards. And you get journaling cards. They look like this. More of the postcards. Oh, and you have library cards. So we have a library pocket and some library cards. Boy, I didn't get those arranged very well, did I? So you have lots of library cards with flowers on them. And some pieces from my stash. This is just a scrap of one of the pieces. This is a pocket. I'm going to show you in just a minute how to do that pocket. And some more scrap papers. This is the frame that came, it's in this set. So lots of fun goodies to play with. This is well, I have it in my hand. This is a pocket that comes in this kit. So it looks like that. Let me get this out of the way. It looks like this, and you fold it up the long side, and you've got dotted lines. You fold it here and you fold it here. So here's what you're going to come out with. I like to put my bottom one on the inside because that's the part that's going to hold things in. Now, so you come out, if you haven't printed on the second side, now one thing you could do is print one of the pages, you know, the decorative pages. You could print one of those on the back. If you don't though, just take a piece of paper and glue it down right there, and you can cut it off to fit the triangle, or you can just leave it like this. Okay, so there's your first pocket. I think I'd like to put the lace right here. there's that. I can't decide about this one. I'm going to try it. Now, I had originally thought to put one of the labels like this over this one because I'd covered it up, but now there's not really a good way to do that. So I think I'm going to skip that. And instead, I have no idea what this is. It's a scrap of something, but I was thinking about putting that over it just to sort of tone down that big white label a little bit. So let's go ahead and put that on.
Hey, this is a good time for me to say I did not originally have this cover that I made as part of your kit, but as I'm watching this video playback, I realize you might want the cover. I think I'll remove that label thing off the bottom, but I'll give you the cover.
And maybe a flower. This is, these are just some paper flowers from Michael's, and I have edged it with the Abandoned Coral Distress Oxide. So that's really pretty. And you don't want too much flowers because of this, but yeah, I think I'll do that one. And then I want to just leave this front cover alone for a little bit and let everything get good and dry. I'm really bad to mess with it and, you know, knock the ribbon out of place or what have you. So I'm going to leave that alone and we'll trim these edges off later. Now on the inside cover, for one thing, I had this bottle cap and it's just as cute as can be. So I think the bottle cap is going in here. Maybe over here. And I have no idea if this glue will hold it. It may not. I may have to come back and put hot glue on that. But for right now, it'll hold it in. And I usually like to put some sort of a pocket on the inside front. You know what? Because we didn't put the label, let's put a label here. Let's put the label in the front and someone could even write their name on it, or if you're giving it away, put their name. Now, I was thinking about using this as a pocket. There are 3 strips like this in your kit, and I consider them belly bands. So I think that might be a good holder for the other one. So I think I'll glue those 2 together. Now you don't want it too tight. If it's going to hold things, it needs to have some room. Boy, I just didn't get that straight, did I? There we go. Okay. Now, this is just a greeting card, and I don't think I'm going to do anything to it. You've got some journaling space here. And usually I leave them blank. If there's a pocket on this side, I leave a blank on this side. So this next page, I'll show you this pocket. This is just a hot mess, is really what it is. This was I was trying to cut out a pocket. Here, let me fold it out and you'll see the whole deal. I was cutting out a pocket, so it needed this edge, and it needed an edge at the bottom, and it needed an edge over here, and somehow it got a big round cut right here. So I am making this into, well, I covered it up so that nobody would notice, and I'm going to glue it on here I'm not sure where I'm going to glue it. If I put it here, yeah, that would be okay for a pocket, wouldn't it? So let's put that there. And this is just a pile of goodies. This is, I keep telling you, freezer paper. It's not freezer paper, it's sandwich wrap paper. So that's what that one is, and I've cut it out with some decorative scissors. This is one of the papers I was having fun with yesterday. I sprayed it with coffee, and you see it ran all over the place, and then I inked it a little through a stencil. This is in your kit. You have this heart, and you have some smaller hearts. So that's in your kit, and I've just punched a hole in everything and tied the ribbon on. So let's go ahead and put this pocket in. I don't know, I'm kind of feeling like it needs to be on an outer side so you can put things in better, or an inner side so that they can stay in better. Oh well, let's put it here. Here's a nice open page. This is an embossed paper that I would normally use on the front of a card, but I went ahead and inked it. I think it would look really pretty right there. And then this is just something else that was in my stash, and I thought that's just perfect. So let's go